Hello, Kinship families with Catholic Charities. My name is Shelley, and this is my husband,
Renee.
And we are here to give you a recipe for banana bread in English and in...
Yo se la voy a traducir en español.
So we're excited to actually do this for you. So we're going to do a rundown of the ingredients. And we're going to start off with 2 really ripened bananas.
Bueno, vamos a comenzar con los ingredientes y primeramente se necesita 2 plátanos y se prefiere que estén bien maduritos y que estén así cafecitos y aguaditos para que salta más el sabor.
Yeah, so you can get them as dark as you want, just because this is the best ones to use is when they're really, really dark, so that way you can get the best of the sugars out of them. You also can use, you need to have 2 eggs, room temperature.
Bueno, también dos huevitos y se prefiere que los mantenga uno afuera del refrigerador por medio de una media hora para que lleguen a la temperatura ambiente.
Okay. And the next ingredient is 1 3/4 cups of all-purpose flour.
Se necesita una taza y 3/4 tazas de harina sencilla.
And you also need a 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda.
Una cuarta de cucharadita de baking soda.
And then you also will need 2 teaspoons of baking powder.
2 cucharaditas de levantador o baking powder.
And then some room temperature stick of butter, and you will need 5 teaspoons in 1/3, which is equal to 1/3 cup. So if you look at the actual butter stick, it looks like this.
Bueno, se necesita 5 y 1/3 cucharadas de mantequilla y bueno, si uno lo puede dejar también fuera del refri unos 10-15 minutos sería mejor para que se ablande y es más fácil de mezclar con los otros ingredientes.
And it's important to make sure it's room temperature so it's squishy, and when you make the ingredients it's easier when you smash it together.
Got
it. You will also need 2/3 cup of white sugar.
2/3 de una taza de azúcar.
And 1/2 teaspoon of salt.
Media cucharadita de sal también.
Okay, so what we're going to do right now is we're going to pause here for a second, and you're going to whisk together the flour, the baking powder, the baking soda, and the salt. Okay, so let's take a moment to do that, and we will show you what it looks like after it's all mixed up. So
bueno,
we'll be right
vamos a pausar para enseñarles cómo es que mezclamos. Primeramente, en una ollita mezclamos los ingredientes secos y en el otro el plátano.
We're pausing right now. We'll be back in a few minutes. Okay, we're back. So what we've done is we've actually put all the ingredients of whisking flour, baking powder, and baking soda in the salt. And we just made sure that it's really, really mixed together. So you got to pull from the bottom and really just mix it. Okay?
Bueno, acabamos de mezclar todos los ingredientes secos menos el azúcar. Y bueno, ahorita vamos a mezclar la mantequilla, los huevos y los plátanos, pero queríamos demostrar que todo está bien mezclado para que agarre buen sabor.
Okay, now we're going to set this to the side, and we're going to actually start in a larger bowl, and we're going to put together, we're going to cream together the butter stick with sugar.
Ahora que está mezclado los ingredientes secos, vamos con otra ollita a mezclar los otros ingredientes, viene siendo la mantequilla y el azúcar.
Okay, so it's 1/3 cup of butter and 2/3 cup of white sugar.
1/3 taza del azúcar y 1/3 sugar, y 1/3 taza también de azúcar.
Okay, and we're going to pause again, and we'll be right back. Thank you.
Volvemos.
Okay, we're back. So actually we're going to show you kind of the consistency of what it looks like on the inside. So Renee beat this for 2 to 3 minutes to make it the consistency of looking fluffy.
Bueno, ya vio que mezclamos la mantequilla con el azúcar y vio que quede Lo mezclamos por unos 2 o 3 minutos hasta que quede medio esponjosa.
Okay, and the next ingredient that we're going to add is the eggs, but we actually need to do one egg at a time because the mixture has to mix in with that fluffy butter and sugar really well. So we're going to do one egg at a time.
Ahora vamos a añadir los huevos, pero solamente uno a la vez para que se mezcle bien con el azúcar y mantequilla.
Okay, so the mixer is going to make a lot of noise, so we're going to go ahead and pause here for a second, and we'll be back as soon as we mix both the eggs. We're going to mix one at a time again, and as we mix it, we want to scrape down the sides with the spatula of the whole bowl, so that way you're mixing everything off the bottom and on the sides. So we'll be back in about 2 minutes.
Bueno, permíteme un tantito, vamos a mezclar, ya echamos un huevo, lo vamos a mezclar y en un momento volvemos a echar el otro huevo y vamos a usar esta espátula para remover lo que va pegado en las orillas de la ollita.
We'll be right back.
Ahorita regresamos.
Okay, we're back, and now Renee and I have actually mixed the egg, excuse me, into the consistency of the sugar. And you just want to make sure that you're actually mixing it really well with everything and scraping the sides and the bottom. Okay, so I'm also going to be smashing up the two bananas that I have. And if you just smash it with a fork, it's really easy to get it smashed up. So you just smash that up. And then as soon as you smash all the banana up, what you want to do is use one half of it to put into the mixture of the egg and sugar ingredients and the butter.
Bueno, ya vio que mezclamos los huevos con la mantequilla y el azúcar y ahora vio cómo está moliendo los plátanos. Los molió simplemente con un tenedor y es muy fácil así, más si están maduros los plátanos. Y ahora lo que sale de los plátanos solo vamos a echar la mitad de eso a la ollita que contiene el azúcar y mantequilla y los huevos.
Okay, so what you want to do is alternate. So you want to put half of this actual banana into the mix by itself and mix it up. And then you want to start adding this as well. So you want to put a third. Once you mix up the banana inside of your mixture, then you go to the flour that we put aside with all the other ingredients and put it in at a third.
So you're adding banana to the flour also?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, bueno.
No, to that.
Okay.
They all go into that.
Okay, entonces vamos a añadir el plátano al el mixto de huevo con mantequilla y azúcar. Y ya que esté todo mezclado, entonces ya también ponemos el resto de los ingredientes, que vienen siendo los ingredientes secos. La harina, el azúcar, el baking powder.
He's doing so good. I love it. That's why I love him so much. So we're going to go ahead and add half the banana first and mix it. And then after we mix that in, we're going to do a third of the actual flour.
Ok, vamos a echar la mitad de los plátanos a la olla. Lo vamos a mezclar. Y luego una tercia de los ingredientes secos se le va a añadir aquí al resto de la receta.
Okay, and then after you do the first half, then you repeat it again. So you put the second half of the banana into the mix.
Entonces ya que se cumple eso, se vuelve a repetir el proceso. Se añade más plátano y luego se mezcla más.
Okay, and then after that, you actually just keep adding this in little by little. Don't pour it all in a big clump. Just keep mixing it little by little. You're going to have more of this left over than the banana because there's only a little bit of banana and a whole lot of this. So just keep mixing it.
Entonces ya después, poco a poco, se le va añadiendo los ingredientes secos para que no se le haga muy espeso.
Okay, we'll be back. We're going to actually mix all our ingredients.
Ahorita volvemos, vamos a mezclar los ingredientes.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. It smells amazing. Renee was like, Oh my God, this smells so good.
Bueno, ya casi estamos listos para poner esto al horno y nada más le quería decir que qué rico huele esto. Lástima que no lo puede oler usted.
So now, the next step, as soon as we got it all mixed up, we made sure and scraped all the sides.
Ya que estaba todo bien mezclado con una espátula, limpiamos bien las orillas para que esté todo bien mezclado.
Okay, so need an 8x4 pan.
Ahora se ocupa una charolita así de 8 por 4 pulgadas.
So I already got some oil and I put it all around the sides with the paper towel, all 4 sides. The bottom, I oiled it. Now I'm going to put a little bit of flour inside of there, and I'm going to kind of like toss it around the whole pan so you don't have any edges showing any kind of the pan. It looks white. So we're going to do that really quick, and then we're going to pour the ingredients into the actual pan. So we'll be
ahora con esta charolita, con una toallita de papel, desparrámele bien el aceite todo por dentro, que no quede nada seco. Y pero no deje demasiado aceite, que no quede sentado, nomás para que se moje un poquito la charola y agarre un poquito de harina sencilla y la vamos a echar por dentro y tapar todas las orillas por dentro con la harina así para que no se le pegue el pan a la charola.
Okay, so we're gonna go do that and we'll be right back.
Ahorita volvemos.
Okay, so I came back on here because I thought I should show you what I do. So I actually put 1.5 tablespoons of flour, and what I want to do is just kind of like hit it on your palm, and it starts to leave like a residue on the pan. See how it does that?
Ahora le echo una cucharada y media de harina sencilla encima del aceite que ya estaba ahí y simplemente ve el movimiento que está haciendo y es para que no se le amontone la harina, pero que se desparrame bien por toda la charolita.
Okay, and you want to do it as much as you can. I would recommend doing it over a counter or a trash can or the sink just because some of the flour might come out because you want to get all the way on the sides of the actual pan. See how it's getting on the sides? Without dumping it everywhere. So, and that's what I like about actually doing baking with another person because they can help you, especially when we were doing this ingredients. Renee was actually mixing. Oh, I'm making a mess. And I was actually adding the ingredients in little by little, which I think this is great to do with your family. So little kiddos can actually be in here and helping you putting the ingredients in.
Nada más le está demostrando que de esta manera, como está moviendo la harina por todo dentro de la charolita, que lo haga encima de algún lugar, por ejemplo encima del zinc o arriba de algún lugar porque se le va a tirar poquito de la harina, entonces para que se le haga más fácil la limpieza, se recomienda que lo hagas, sacas el zinc o algo así. Bueno, está viendo que esta receta es muy fácil de hacer y entre 2 personas hasta es un tiempo muy agradable que se puede pasar uno con su familia. Los niños pueden participar también. Es muy fácil, muy sencillo de hacer esta receta, muy agradable.
Okay, so I think I got it all around the whole pan. See how the pan looks like a little residue of white. Now what you want to do is bang the pan so that way it takes out all the huge excess and then just dump it in the trash.
Bueno, ya vio que estaba cubierta la charolita completamente por dentro y ahora con unos golpecitos se sacude bien la harina. No queda amontonada, así nomás queda cubierta, pero no de más. Y ya con eso se le puede ir añadiendo los ingredientes y no se le pegan a la charolita.
And if you also don't want to do this, you can actually use this Spam pan. I think it's called, what is it called?
Spray?
Yeah, the Spam spray.
Spam spray.
It's the baking one though. I don't have the baking one. I only have the one that's grilling and cooking. So you can use this as well.
Se recomienda si no quiere hacer de esta forma, puede usar de esos sprays, pero asegúrese que es para el baking. Este que tengo es más como para usar en la parrilla.
Okay, and what it says is that you can actually use that Spam spray and then use, I think it was parchment paper. And you line the parchment paper so that way when you're ready to actually take it out of the pan, you just lift it from the parchment paper.
That's under them or
No,
spray?
they put the oil, and
Uh-huh.
then after they put the oil, they put the parchment paper because they don't want the parchment paper to stick to the pan. So they put the parchment paper in after the oil.
Oh, entonces también otra opción que puede usar es con el mismo aceite, sin echar la harina, puede usar un pedazo de papel, de parchment paper, que viene siendo el papel ese que es como cerosa, like wax paper,
Yes,
right?
like
Yeah.
wax paper. Okay, so we're going to show you how we're going to put this in the pan. You'll need a spatula, and you'll need your pan in front of you, of course. And Renee's going to hold the bowl, and we're going to just dump this right in here.
Bueno, ya va a ver cómo vamos a añadir los ingredientes aquí a la charolita. Es más fácil si tiene una espátula como esta y ya puede ir despegando todo. Turn it this way so you can see what you're doing.
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh my gosh, that smells so good. Can you smell it?
Yeah.
Oh, I can't wait to taste it. You know, this is amazing. I really like making baked goods. So this is going to be really tasty. So maybe we'll actually end the actual video with us tasting it. What do you think?
I'm all for that. Y a ver qué rico huele esto. Y a la Shelly le encanta hacer panecitos así dulces. Y afortunadamente a mí me gusta comérmelos. Así que nos conviene a los dos.
We're so excited. Oh, and we can't forget to tell you we preheated our oven to 350. So you need to have it at 350. And I'm pretty sure you do it for 30 minutes. 40 minutes.
Bake time is 50, isn't it?
No, 40 minutes.
Okay.
It says preheat oven 45
to
minutes.
55 minutes.
Or until start and check the loaf in about 40 minutes. So just check your loaf. I mean, you'll know. Stick a
Toothpick.
fork. Silly. He's silly. A fork. Stick a fork in it so you can actually make 4 holes. No, use a toothpick because the toothpick will stick the, I was going to call it masa, but it's actually the dough. So, yeah, stick that in there and see if it comes out with dough on.
Bueno, no se le olvide prender el horno y póngalo a 350 grados. En un promedio de 45 minutos está listo. A los 40 minutos ya se puede ir, lo puede ir uno revisando a ver si ya está listo por dentro con un picadientes. Lo puede insertir y si sale limpio es que ya está listo. Si sale todavía un poquito mojado es que necesita los otros 5 a 10 minutos. Uno lo puede ir calculando.
Okay. Just make sure that your pan is even. Oops, let me do it this way so you can see. Just make sure the actual batter is even in the pan, okay? And then we're actually going to throw it in the oven for 45 minutes, so we'll be back.
Bueno, nomás asegúrese que los ingredientes todos estén así planos cuando los ponga en la charolita y lo vamos a poner en el horno por 40 minutos y ya que esté listo, volvemos.
Okay, we'll see you in a little bit. Thank you.